Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be going over the new Wolf 359 Museum. But before we do so, captains, do us a huge favor and hit that like button, as it really does help the channel. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing to our YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now that said, here we go. Yes, captains, what I wanted to do in this video, as I mentioned, is go over the new map for Wolf 359. So we'll do so, dropping the 2 ECs, and then at the end, give our conclusion. So with the drop of the new anniversary event, Both Worlds, we got a new revamp of the map. Now, I do have a picture of the old map, which I'll show right here, which we all kind of knew, especially if you didn't go there. It wasn't really much. Beforehand, it was just that little sort of holographic little thing there with the Starfleet insignia there, along with a bunch of ships. Now, prior to Both Worlds dropping, there were a bunch of like dead ships there, just kind of floating about. We did notice that that was gone when we decided to just go visit Wolf 359. Even this was before even knowing the museum was being revamped. And then we noticed that was all gone, and then it was just kind of Borg bit. So we kind of deduced from that there was going to be some sort of change, and well, lo and behold, there was. Now, of course, with the new map there that they had given us for Wolf 359, it was meant to showcase the ships that were there. Now, so we'll take that off screen, but we'll put this on screen. Now, in some of our update videos, we had gone over this, or one of them, and it was a post from Star Trek Online saying that they teamed up with Artis Pundis to go through every single ship at the Battle of Wolf 359 and bring you the size chart. And I mentioned in that video when we had gone over this that we're going to come back to this, and this is that video. Now, I will say that this doesn't make sense. Now, when you click on this link over here, it will bring you to this where you can actually kind of zoom in. So we'll go over this first and then head over into the actual map itself. Now, again, I like the look of this. It kind of gives you, again, the scale of how things sort of look like in scale with the ships and, of course, the Borg cube. Now, some of these I had a little bit of issue with. This is according to Star Trek Online. They're just having a little bit of fun. Nothing wrong with that, using their little imagination, stretching it out a bit. But we'll go over the ships here. So they had the USS Columbia there, which of course is a Galaxy class. And we can go in this link. You can actually really go in close here. So we'll do that. So they had the USS Columbia, Galaxy class was the flagship, and we come across our first ship that doesn't make sense. It's just a Parliament class. Now, this ship, of course, is from Lower Decks, and there is a lot of chatter that the upcoming 14th anniversary bundle will have this ship as the premium ship unlock. I don't agree with it. If it's going to be the case, I would rather have a Galaxy class, hence why my guess was a World Razor, but I get it. It is a newer ship, so it wouldn't make sense. It is what it is. But yes, they are deciding to make it in their canon that the Parliament class was there. Sure. Was it there in that time frame in terms of the sort of timeline of Star Trek? Yes, technically, I guess, but still. Anyways, moving on here. At Melbourne, of course, the Nebula class is a pre-commissioned unit. This was a sort of prototype, as it has like too many nacelles there, which is kind of cute. 2 Constellation classes here, the Constance and the Celia. And again, here, they're throwing in an Akira. Now, I'm just going to also throw this out there in this video. What if? Because, captains, if you remember the anniversary bundle that the 12th, I think it was the 12th, 13th, that had the Mirror Crossfield in it, they added the sticks. They decided to add the sticks. What if, I'm going to just say this right here, what if the 2 ships that they're going to be including in the 14th anniversary bundle is the Parliament and a legendary Akira? That'd be interesting. and that would also give players another incentive to get it, because that does come with a Maelstrom torpedo. That was just a thought as of this video. I'm just saying. Now, there could also be a legendary of any of these ships, so, or kind of that sort of top tier ship, but I'm just throwing out there. Maybe that is a thing. But anyways, we'll go next here. Kind of go like going left to right. Next is the Kumari Cheyenne class. And now they're adding a Vesper class. So again, they're just having a little bit of fun. Nothing wrong with that. That is the Shakari, the USS Shakari. Now, they also have another constellation, the Galaxy, the Bonestel, an Oberth class. Of course, I gotta throw that in there. Now, another ship that can make sense to me is an Narendra class. USS Roosevelt was actually supposed to be the original Ambassador class. And speaking of, they had that here, the Gora Bimgral Ambassador class there. The Saval, another Ambassador class. Adding in another Stowe ship, the Shakar class, the USS Gage. The Chekhov Springfield class, which is kind of a weird ship, but whatever. Then you have the Centaur class here, a Tolstoy, the Liberator, another Centaur, Firebrand, a Freedom class. You got your pair of Mirandas here, the Molnir, Miranda class, the Sonak, another Miranda class there, the Endurance. Now they're adding another Shakar, the Tapao, the Princeton, the one of the weirdest designs there coming out of Wolf 359 Battle, the Niagara class, which is the Ambassador just really kit bashed with the Galaxy nacelles and some weird pylons. 3 of the Galaxy nacelles. Another Ambassador there, of course, the Yamaguchi, the Hood, the Excelsior, Kyushu, the New Orleans class, Cheyenne, the Ahwahnee, the Tailik Shran, Centaur class, the Challenger, Buran. This is, again, another funky design. It has 2 of the Galaxy nacelles, an elongated secondary hull there with kind of like a mini Galaxy saucer there. And the Shakar, the Coville, the USS Anderson, a Springfield class, Melbourne, another Excelsior class, an actual Nebula, well, not actual Nebula, Nebula class, the Bellerophon, Saratoga Miranda class, the Bastion, the Constellation class, another one. And they added this one here, the Garrett, the Georgiou class. So we know that is the Walker that they made. Another Cheyenne class there, the Dunker Q. Dunker Q? Sure. The Republic. Now this is the Constitution class, which was awesome, but it was just a training ship. But of course, Starfleet was trying to just gather any ship that they can. And the USS Conum, another New Orleans class. Now, the other detail I'd like to go over here is the Borg cube itself. Again, this is why I kind of wanted them to upgrade the size of the Borg cube, because look at this, all these ships, and the in-game model ship that they use there is kind of the same one we've seen for years. It's just not as big as this. This is not the chart, so that's why I wanted them to make it bigger, I should say. But again, a cool chart. I will leave this link, of course, in the description below for you captains if you want to kind of mess around with this, but thought we'd like to kind of go over that quickly. Now, we'll go back in game here. Now, where we're sitting here is in sector space. That holographic detail, I'm glad they kind of decided to keep it there. Again, reminiscent of the old one that they had there in the old Wolf 359 there in the background there. But this is where it is now. I'm glad it's still kind of there now. You see here when you have the HUD up here is Wolf 359, a red dwarf star. Wolf 359 was the site of the first large-scale engagement between Starfleet and the Borg in 2367. Of the 40 vessels that engaged one Borg cube, 39 were destroyed. There's now a memorial for the approximately 11,000 people who died in the conflict. So let's head over to Wolf 359. We'll just kind of start our way from the inside out. How's that? We'll go from the inside out. Now this map may be populated with all of other ships, so shout out to you caps who will be here during this recording. but it is what it is. We are just taking this time to do so if it finally loads us. Now, I love how they did this. The one thing that I had a little bit of an issue with here, and you'll see it right off the bat, and Captain's already noticed, is the fact that it is a very, very dark map. I'm just wondering, is there another map? No, there's only one map. It's okay. It's okay. It is very dark. I wish that they could have lightened it up a little bit, because it almost kind of takes away from it, in my opinion. So that gets some points get docked up. But regardless, it's here. So let's head over here. We'll put our HUD back on here so we can kind of see again. We'll kind of start from the inside and go out. So again, just going over the ships here. Helm, come on, cooperate with me. Cooperate with me. So there you go. Now again, it feels like they kind of did this to kind of give us what we kind of saw in Star Trek Picard with the Althea Prime Museum, which I do hope we still kind of get here in game, to be honest with you. But this works. It would have been even nicer if we've been able to actually go onto the station and kind of have more information on the ships itself, more little tidbits from the battle, maybe sort of things that they, again, taken from their imagination, throw into this. But also, when we had the Fleet Museum, Star Trek Fleet Museum there in ESD, whenever you go up to ship, you're able to trigger a sort of a voice clip of the captain there for all the flagships or the Enterprises. It would have been cool if they would have done that here, but again, I'm just throwing it out there because it is something that we already had gone through. So starting here right at the actual starbase itself, and again, it does actually say Wolf 359 there, is we have the hood there. And we'll just kind of, go quarter impulse here, maybe a little half. But this ship, the hood, actually we'll go really close here. There you go. You got the hood right there. You got that Excelsior class there. It's probably the ship that escaped because it's still looking mighty fine. The next ship you have here is the Tolstoy there, destroyed Centaur. And I love how the details that they made, here on the ships, that they went into detail, especially Tumor Boy, aka Nick, went into working into the destroyed monster. They look really great. They do look really good. Melbourne there. You got this will be Endurance, which is that Narendra class. The Liberator. Centaur there, the Ambassador. They're all kind of parked here outside. It's, again, pretty cool idea. I really do like it there. Princeton, got the Garrett, the Republic, the Anderson, and they're all kind of just facing that little ring there. Chekhov itself, and looking at that ship model here in particular. See, it has this weird underslung secondary hull. Kind of reminds me of an old berth. And of course the California class, but probably one of the ships there that will be included in the 14th anniversary bundle, methinks. Get the Melbourne there with the prototype. See, the prototype Nebula here had those smaller scaled nacelles along with the sort of piece there from the Kyushu. Yeah, these are all kit bash, but there's the Baran there. This one is starting to kind of grow on me in terms of design, but it's still kind of weird. Of course, there's the Parliament there. Probably, again, one of the ships that will be maybe included in the 14th anniversary. The other ship that doesn't make sense. Now, of course, the Akira being there. I guess my thoughts is the Akira being there, maybe, because they made it sound like when they were talking about this that there could be a possibility that some of these things were not meant to be here, but they were meant for something that they couldn't talk about. So with First Contact Day coming, yeah, I think the reason why they did this to the Akira is it's going to be, there's maybe a First Contact type memorial type thing going on here And I love that. First Contact, the ship battle there was one of my favorite battles in Star Trek till this day. The Ambassador there, the Gora M there, and the Kyushu itself. Sorry, right there, that's the Kyushu, which is the New Orleans class. I made a mistake there. That was there's the Chekhov there ship, not the Kyushu. And there's another weird looking one, the Firebrand, the one that nacelled ship. Another Centaur class, T'Pau, the Shikard class, the Constellation class, the Vesper, Cheyenne. There are two other Shikards. Another New Orleans, yep, New Orleans, Ambassador, and the Miranda. And then you kind of just end off here with, like, again, it would have been cool if you can just kind of beam onto this thing here. That would have been great. And when you look at the whole map itself, it spirals out from where we started there. It goes from the hood and it just kind of spirals out, which I don't mind the design. They didn't have to do this, so it is kind of a bonus. But again, like I mentioned, it is very dark here in this map. I kind of just wish they could have just lightened up just a little bit. Now you can get some great shelfies just like that when you have the angle right. Just saying, we're not taking a shelfie right now, but the focus of this, of course, is the map itself. And again, it was a great idea, a great addition to the game. And, you know, kind of rating this map, you know, and comparing it to the old one, definitely much better. The old one was a little brighter, but this one has a little bit more thought put into it with the dedication to the ships, the whole museum type vibe there that I feel like they got inspired by Star Trek Picard in the Prime museum there. So it's appreciated. You know, again, it's just the lighting that I have an issue with, and some of the ships that I feel that shouldn't really be there are there, like the Parliament, the Akira, the Narendra, the Shikars, the Vesper even. But, you know, all in good fun. Really, Captains, all in good fun. And the reason for this video is to give appreciation to the work they had done for both worlds in the anniversary drop. Again, kind of the third sort of thing that we wanted to go over from the anniversary. We went over the playthrough of the new episode. We went through Battle World 359, and of course, here we have the Battle World 359 Museum. Thought I'd love to just go over this with you, Caps, here on the bridge, as again, it was part of the new content that we got here. And again, it is appreciated. Some things are kind of off, but if I were to score this in terms of it's high there because, again, of the thought that they put into this. Design-wise of the museum itself, not really liking it. I would have liked if they went, you know, the style that they did on Star Trek Picard, were like different tiers of it. Maybe they thought they would just be copying, but again, it's a Star Trek. You guys have the license. But taking all of that in consideration, the lighting, the ships, I'd say I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10. That it's been added to the game. We have it here. It's there, and it's there for us to appreciate. So, Captains, I give the Wolf 359 a solid 8 out of 10. So that's going to be it for this video. Do us a huge favor and hit that like button, but also comment below. Let us know your score, your thoughts on the Battle Wolf 359 Museum and how this has now been added to the game. Anything you guys want to put there in the comments, we definitely do read. And of course, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. And we're always on the lookout for like-minded. If you want to support anything we do here, the best thing you guys can do for us here is hit that like button, subscribe, and if you want to go a step beyond that, consider joining the channel, becoming a member. Shout out to our members who have joined. Thank you so much for all of your support, and the way that you guys support us here in the bridge is just, I'm just very humble. So Captains, I love you all for that. Again, can't wait to hear your thoughts on the Battle Wolf 359 Museum, and we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.